sometimes it can be difficult for me to get across certain things, and I mess up sometimes with my language. In my last video, I said I believe that Earth is hell. That's actually not what I believe. I believe human beings specifically are hell. I don't actually believe the Earth outside of humans is hell. I believe humans and the human world is hell. And I believe that the human world is hell because humans have separated themselves from nature and separated themselves from their shadows and from demons and from the old gods and said, these things are bad, and demonized these things, and this thing isn't me. So they've separated themselves from nature, and that's actually paradoxically turned human beings into evil spirits. And I think human beings are the evil spirits, but that actually Satans and demons are trying to help people reconnect with nature and the astrological correspondences of the different planets and stars, and that they're trying to give people sacred knowledge, and through this sacred knowledge, reconnect humans to godhood of outside of themselves and within themselves. So it's not that Earth is hell in my eyes, it's that human beings made up hell and then embody it to themselves and to other people every day. The worst tortures imaginable human beings do to each other. Therefore, human beings are the highest hell in my eyes, and no other hell can be higher than the wickedness of man. And I actually think that demons like Leviathan, Samael, Lilith, Astaroth, Asmodeus, whoever else, are freeing human beings from their own hell by helping us face our internal demons and overcome them and balance them. And I see humans as the fallen angels. I also believe that all the demons mentioned in ancient scriptures and all different spiritual systems are different ways of mapping consciousness itself, the universe, Earth, and they're different ways of looking at the world around us. They're different systems, but they're mapping the same thing. This is why I prefer to use the Sephiroth and Qlipoth, because that's what it's entirely about, essentially, is it's a map of God. And I think that it's really important, actually, in my own spiritual practice, to work alongside of Satan's, because that is helping me to overcome the demons and archons within myself, outside of myself, and to raise myself higher through their knowledge that they teach me. And so I think that we are the archons, Satans, demons, and old gods, but that we have forgotten ourselves and that we have been separated from the gnosis and from the pleroma and from the higher mental world that is beyond our human world, and we have separated ourselves from nature and from our own nature. And so I think it is actually my personal job as a theistic Satanist or as a pantheistic Satanist to embrace that I am both a Satan and a god, and to teach myself sorcery and spiritual powers in the hopes that I will be able to leave this human existence and return to both nature but also the higher world of abstract mental existence. And I think if I return to abstract mental existence or knowledge and nature, that it's my job as a Satanist to spread knowledge and awareness, fight ignorance, because knowledge is one of the most important things. So fighting ignorance and apathy is very important, and to be the most authentic me I can be progressively over time. I myself used to be a wicked spirit. I was a deeply corrupted and wicked spirit because one of the ways I define spirits is as a mind, but there's many other ways of looking at it. But one of the ways is as a self-aware mind or consciousness. And that's not the only way. There's a bunch of others. But for me, as a DID system who has multiple minds, plural, I was a persecutor alter, which meant that I was a destructive mind who was hurting myself, my other headmates, and turning the destruction the world had put on us as a child inwards. Because the destruction of the world, when it puts it on you, you can do one of two things. You can internalize it or project it. There is only sheeps and wolves. If you become a sheep, then you internalize it. If you become a wolf, you become a predator and you externalize it. One isn't necessarily better than the other, but in order to achieve balance, I had to take that persecutory form, and Max, one of my other headmates, who's the host alter, had to help stabilize me slowly over time, and I went truly from being a destructive Satan to being a more balanced, now Baphometic existence, where now that I am more balanced, I can speak and I can express myself in a better way that is more within our system's highest interest, rather than just internalizing all the destruction of the world until it is like causing spiritual wounding and bleeding all over my body. I used to be so destructive that when Max would feel my presence, he would literally feel as though the walls and reality itself was bleeding, because that's how wounded I was to his perception of me, as I was so wounded that reality itself felt like it was bleeding. And that's because I am an embodiment of our karmic destruction and of our negative karma as a person, as a self-aware consciousness and spirit. And so I think that since it was Max's job to heal and take responsibility and help me, and then me to do the rest of the work to further heal myself and balance myself, now that I have achieved a more Baphometic, balanced Satan existence, now it's my job to spread knowledge, empathy, and awareness to others and to myself, and to continue on my soul's journey.